This morning on The Blend, Sally Babbitt is back, attorney at law with the Babbitt Legal Group. Good morning, Sally.
Morning, Bob.
So I know a lot of people put their houses in their trusts or estates, and so I'm curious, does this create any special issues for the trustees or the personal representative of the estate?
That's a great question. It definitely does. It's a big enough obligation and responsibility to own your own home. But if you're going to be in charge of an estate or a trust, you're really responsible for the real estate on behalf of the beneficiaries. So that can bring a lot more additional obligations on the part of the fiduciary.
So talk about the additional requirements that could be there.
Well, first and foremost, make sure the property is insured. I know that sounds obvious, but that's not always the case, and people think they can let the insurance lapse. But make sure, even if it's vacant land, that it is insured. And if there's a structure on it, obviously you need some property and casualty coverage as well as liability.
So I think a lot of people might think, well, I could rent the property out. What do you think about that?
That happens a lot, and in certain situations, it could be great if the property is not going to be sold for a while. But if you're going to do that, you have to really make sure that you've got a written lease in place and that you're charging fair market value, especially if it's a family member, because a lot of disputes break out because somebody's son or grandson is living in the property, they're not paying rent, and that's really on the backs of the beneficiaries. So that causes a lot of issues.
So what if the trustee or the personal representative thinks, all right, well, I'll just sell the house?
Well, they have the legal authority to do that. But the first thing they want to make sure of is that they're selling it for fair market value. The second thing that they want to make sure of is that they may or may not need court approval. When in doubt, notice it out, get court approval, and everybody has a chance to give it a thumbs up or the thumbs down, but it covers the fiduciary.
How often do you run into situations where people just haven't planned?
Every day. Every day. We do a lot of intestate estates. All the time, and so yeah, real estate definitely adds a different layer.
So if we want to get in touch with you, because I know you help with estates, how do we go about doing that?
You can give us a call at 517-507-3306. You can go to our website, sallybabbittlaw.com, and you can go to us on Facebook, which is Babbitt Legal Group.
You are always here reminding us of this, Sally. It's always good information and really always good to remind us about this as well. Thanks for joining us.